Hello students, I am Rakesh Kumar, PGT English, Kendriya Vidyalaya, Narsingpur. Today, under this class, we would study the lesson The Enemy, written by Pearl S. Buck from Vistas, the English supplementary textbook, class 12. At first, we will know about the author. Pearl Buck was an American writer and novelist. She is a daughter of missionaries who spent most of her life before 1934 in Zhenjiang, China. Her famous novel, The Good Earth, was the best-selling fiction book in the United States in 1931 and 32. The book won the Pulitzer Prize in the same year. In 1938, she was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. Here it is important to know that she was the first American woman to win the Nobel Prize for Literature. Here I would like to point out a quote by Miss Buck, which is relevant and which guided her personality. The quote is, "You cannot make yourself feel something you do not feel, but you can make yourself do right in spite of your feelings." The story depicts how a human being rises over enmity to help a wounded enemy. The story is one of peace, love, compassion, and humanity. Before we discuss the story, let's know about the major characters. The protagonist is Dr. Sadao Hoki, a Japanese doctor trained in America. Hannah, wife of Dr. Sadao. Tom, an American prisoner of war, a soldier of US Navy. The old general, Japanese Army general. Yumi, Hannah's maid servant. Other than them, there are two characters. One was the gardener and the other one is the cook of Dr. Sadao. This story highlights how a Japanese doctor saves the life of an American prisoner of war and rises above narrow national prejudices. He risks his honor, career, position, and life of sheltering a war prisoner of the enemy camp and saving his life. The conflict in the doctor's mind as a private individual and as a patriot citizen has been beautifully portrayed by the author. Before we discuss the story detail, let's have the gist of the lesson. Dr. Sadao, a Japanese surgeon, finds a wounded American soldier on the beach near his house. He is unable to throw him back, though he was his enemy. He was a doctor and his first duty was to save a life. Hannah, his wife, though initially reluctant because it was dangerous for all, including the children, to keep the enemy in the house, joins her husband in operating and nursing the enemy soldier back to health, even though the servants desert the house. Hannah assists Dr. Sadao in operating the soldier in spite of her physical discomfort and hesitation. Though it was wartime and all were needed at the front, the general did not send Sadao with the troops, as he is an expert surgeon and the general needed him. Dr. Sadao tells him about the enemy soldier, but he does not take any action, as he is self absorbed and forgets his promise that he would send his private assassins to kill the enemy and remove his body. Taking advantage of the general's self absorption, Sadao decides to save the soldier's life. After the soldier is out of danger, Dr. Sadao helps him to escape from his house to safety. Now, a story in detail. The story is set in the background of World War II. America and Japan were at war. A Japanese doctor, Dr. Sadao, whose house was solitarily situated on the seacoast where he had spent his childhood. He was raised by his father, who was a patriot and talked about the islands of those seas as the stepping stones to the future for the Japan. Sadao was the only son of his father, for whom his education was his chief concern. He sent Dr. Sadao at the age of 22 to America to learn surgery and medicine. Dr. Sadao fulfilled his father's desire by becoming not only a surgeon but a scientist also. Because of this perfection is his discovery, which would render wounds entirely clean. He was not sent abroad with the troops, as the old general might need an operation. Hannah was Dr. Sadao's wife, whom he met in America in his professor Mr. Harley's house. He had waited to fall in love with Hannah until he was sure that she was Japanese and was pure in her race. They were a perfect couple, as Dr. Sadao wondered whom he would have married if he had not met Hannah. One evening, in the misty atmosphere, he and his wife Hannah found a faded figure crawling on hands and knees at the coast. They thought him to be a fisherman washed from his boat. Out of humanity, they rushed for the help. The man was badly injured and was lying motionless with his face in the sand. After a quick examination, Dr. Sadao found him to be a white man and was wounded, as the man had been shot on the right side of his lower back. His expert fingers searched the wound, which began to bleed freshly. Now they were confirmed that he was a prisoner of war, and the doctor would be arrested if they sheltered him, since Japan was at war with America, and harboring an enemy meant being a traitor to Japan. Dr. Sadao was aware that if anyone complained against him and accused him of harboring an enemy, he could be arrested and their children's future would be at stake. Luckily, no one came by, as the fisherman had gone home and the beachcombers would have considered the day at the end. Dr. Sadao packed the wound with the sea moss into the sea. They thought to put him back into the sea, but they both were a human at heart. They couldn't do so. They carried him in his house from the side door and to his father's bedroom. Here, it is important to point out that Sadao's father was a patriot and every object in the room was Japanese only. But for Sadao, his duty and humanity is above all. The servants, gardener and cook, were frightened that Their master was going to heal the wound of a white man, an enemy. The maidservant also was frightened. She refused to wash the wounded helpless man. Hannah rebuked the maid, and she herself dipped a small towel to the steaming hot water and washed his face and his upper body carefully, but she dared not to turn him over. However, Dr. Sadao was against handing over a wounded man to the police. He and his wife Hannah told the servants that they would turn the white man over to the police as a prisoner. Yet they were not convinced, and their grim faces made Hannah unreasonably afraid. By the time Hannah cleaned the white man, Dr. Sadao returned to the room by the surgeons with the surgeon's emergency bag. After a few common instructions, which was obediently but anxiously obeyed by Hannah, Dr. Sadao turned the prisoner of war back, cleaned, and was ready for surgery. Dr. Sadao asked Hannah to give the anesthetic, and he operated upon him. He extracted the bullet from his body. The wound was not superficial, and the bullet was dangerously near the kidney. He chose a small vial, filled a hypodermic, and thrust it into the patient's left arm. He observed the pulse. While operating the white man, Dr. Sadao had left all the pre-thoughts, and he felt only purest pleasure. He kept the white man in his house, and both looked after him and fed him till he was strong enough to walk on his legs. On the seventh day, since Dr. Sadao had operated the young white man, the three domestic helpers left together in the morning. Sadao every day examined the wound carefully. After the last stitches were pulled out, Dr. Sadao went back to his office and carefully typed a letter to the chief of police reporting the whole matter and kept the unfinished report in his secret drawer. Since the servants had left their house, Hannah, with the help of her husband Sadao, did the entire household chores. As it was a routine, Dr. Sadao visited the white man's room, talked about his being cured. He could see the flicker of terror on the young but pale face of the white man. The prisoner of war thanked Dr. Sadao, but it was refused coldly. In the afternoon, while Hannah was working hard on an unaccustomed labor, she saw a messenger coming to the door in official uniform. She felt weak at the possible danger, as she thought the servants must have reported the police. Hannah, gasping and unable to utter a word, pointed at the messenger helplessly. The messenger told Dr. Sadao that he had to go to the palace at once, as the old general was in pain again. Dr. Sadao and Hannah had a deep breath of relief. She tried to cover her mistake by expressing regret and admitted that the general's illness was enough. Dr. Sadao told the general about the white man. Since Sadao was indispensable to the general, he thought deeply and promised that Dr. Sadao would not be arrested. The general promised to send his private assassins to kill the man who was prisoner of war silently and secretly at night and to remove his body. Dr. Sadao decided he would not tell Hannah anything, since she would be timid at the idea of assassins in the house. That night, Dr. Sadao left the outer partition of White Man's room open. He waited anxiously for 3 nights, but nothing happened. Servants had already left. Hannah had to cook, clean the house, and serve the wounded man. She was unaccustomed to this labor. She was anxious. When would they get rid of the man? Slowly, the white man recovered. Dr. Sarao told Tom, the white man, that he was quite well. He offered to put his boat on the shore that night. It would have food and extra clothing in it. Tom might be able to row to the little island which was not far from the coast. It had not been fortified also. The water was quite deep. Nobody lived there as it was submerged in a storm. As it was not the season of a storm, he could live there till he saw a Korean fishing boat pass by. He gave the man his flashlight with certain guidelines. He had to signal twice his flashlight at sunset if his food ran out. In case he was still there and all right, he was to signal once only. Dr. Sadao had also given him Japanese clothes and covered his blond head with black cloth. In short, Dr. Sadao helped the man to escape from Japan. At the same time, he also got rid of the man. So this was the story, followed by 4 questions as an assignment. These questions have already been asked in board examinations. I hope you will be able to do these questions. Thank you. Nice day. Stay at home. Be safe. Thank you.